making some porkolt, which is a meat stew, Hungarian style, and it's called Porkolt in Hungarian. And I'm sauteing the onions in lard, but you can use oil. And that's my veal. You can use veal, beef, pork, whichever one you like. And paprika's gonna go in there next. Hungarian paprika from Hungary, actually. And those are peppers chopped up. Hungarian peppers this time, but I like to use the light green ones. They have a milder taste. And a whole tomato, one pepper cut up, and that was about a cup and a half of onions, I guess. 2 onions. And when it gets nice and, yeah, that's perfect now. I'm gonna add the paprika in there. Gotta do this fast because it's gonna burn. Now you add the meat in. Yep. And you stir that, turn it down to about, yep. And you get to stir that up. It's hard to do this with one hand. Anyway, I'm trying. And we saute this, or as it, in Hungarian we call it porkolt, because pork, I can't say it properly, but it's supposed to stew a little bit with just like braise with just the onions and the paprika, and when the meat changes color, that one's almost, see how it's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's turning white. And when all the pieces are like that, and see, it's letting out some of its own juice, which is really good. Now we do that for about 5 minutes or so. Then I will add the peppers and the tomatoes and salt and black pepper. It's going to be yummy. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Bye. So we're back, and see how it's changed color. Looks really good. I'm going to add the paprika. Peppers, and the tomatoes. And we stir that up really well. Again, one-handed, a little bit difficult. Now I'll probably, well, I will be adding, not probably, I will be adding at least a half a cup of water to it so that it just covers it a little bit. And then I'm going to put a lid on it with the salt, well, before I'll salt and pepper it too, like now. I will do that. Yeah, so I add about a half a cup of water to start, and I go from there. Once it's pretty much covered, then I will add, I stir it, and then once it's, the water is in there, and it's sort of like just a little bit on top of it, I will put the lid on and put it down to simmer on low for about 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending how you like your meat. I personally like my meat fork tender, so I leave it probably a little longer than most people would, but that's the way I like it. It's up to you. Usually an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I'll show you in a little bit with the water. I'm back and it's just starting to simmer. I don't know why those look like potatoes, but they're not. They're peppers and tomatoes. I did add just a tad too much water, but on the other hand, I like it saucy, so because what happens is that the tomatoes and the peppers let out more sauce. Some people don't even add anything else to it. They don't add any water. But I liked it. So you can start off with a little bit less than I did. Maybe a 1/4 cup to start with. And then see as you go along. Anyway, that's going to cook for 2 hours. And it's going to be delicious. I'll show you the end result later. Bye. Wow. Look at how nicely that thickened up. Now that's a delicious porkolt. Nice, thick, and the meat so soft. Watch that. Oh. Just like that. Perfection. Now that's a Hungarian stew. No other ingredients, no carrots, no celery, no nothing. Just plain meat stew. That's a porkolt. Yep. Love it, love it, love it. So delicious. Oh, and I'm gonna serve it with torhonia, egg drop noodles. That will be another post. Love it.